Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Black Hills AI webinar, Auto Users Workshop. A recording of this episode will be made available on the Black Hills AI YouTube channel, as well as the Black Hills AI website. Feel free to enter any questions using the Q&A feature in the Zoom menu. We invite you to follow us on LinkedIn and to visit the Black Hills AI website to learn about our other webinars. And with that, I will hand things over to Jim.
Good day, everybody. Thanks for connecting up for our auto workshop today. We haven't had one for a little while, but today I felt it was important that we did one because we have some new things to announce, some new updates and so on that we'll be rolling out this evening. And I wanted to give you an example of some of the things that it can do and let you know of some things that we'll be doing very soon. So with that, why don't I go ahead and get started? At any time, if you have any questions, go ahead and submit them using the chat feature, and I will keep an eye on those. Where it makes sense, I'll answer them, in the middle of what I'm doing. Otherwise, some of them I may hold to the end. So, okay, so why don't we start with this? Of course, this screen likely looks quite familiar to you if you're a regular user of the tool. And that's where we'll start today. So real quick, we have been on the GPT 4.0 Omni model from OpenAI for quite a few months now. Advancements have been made with various models and improvements, and performance has improved, and we always want to stay on a model that is the best model for the tool and for your use at any given time. We're going to be shifting over to the Anthropic 3.5 Sonnet model. That model is faster and it balances accuracy and speed very well. It won't change anything with regard to privacy or locations of the servers. We maintain the same levels of security and privacy, data confidentiality, and ensuring that all of your data stays within the US and nobody has access to it, and none of it is used for training, either by us, our partners, or the owners of the model. So we'll be moving to that very shortly, and you'll see performance improvements. Things will be faster, and the results should be getting better, more robust as well, more reliable. So that's the first thing. And then there's 5 other things I want to talk about today. And these deal with trust, the ability to trust the output, and things that we're doing to ensure that the output is accurate, and help you quickly verify that what the tool is providing you is accurate. The tool will have, with the update that's coming this evening, the tool will have the ability to read drawings. So the tool will be able to read drawings and provide you descriptions of those. There's a feature that we're adding that will enable you to create a table of contents from a document that's uploaded. So say, for example, I should show you an example of that, of what it can do there. But if you have a large PDF with a lot of documents included in it, say you're in a litigation matter and there's a lot of discovery documents and you have them in one large PDF, or you have several large PDFs with many documents in them, you can use the table of contents creation feature to create a table of contents from those documents and output that in a spreadsheet, which you can then use to reference specific page numbers within the PDF. And even within the tool itself, when you create the table of contents, you're able to click on the table entry to go straight to that item. I wanted to highlight the ability to create figures. That feature is still in beta a bit. We're still refining that, but it's getting better, and I can show you some of that. We also have a new feature in that's fact check, and that can be used when working on office action responses, but also in, again, going back to maybe a litigation context where you have a large set of documents. You can perform a fact check on those documents to look for certain facts that may be in those documents and generate a table of up to 50 occurrences of things in the documents that pertain to the facts that you're looking for. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Let's see. I wanted to go first to find my Word document here. Okay, so we're going to go to an office action first. And what we have here, we've used this example. Well, we've used this example in some demos, but what we have is an application. There's a patent application, an office action rejecting the claims in that application. We have an office action response shell that we created using our automated process. This is an example of a shell that we provide for free to our US docketing customers. Looks like any old normal shell, office action response shell. That one has some text from the office action in it already. And then the one reference that's applied in the office action. So, okay, I'm going to make this, I'm just going to go ahead and close these documents here just so that we have a larger interface to see. And I have some prompts that I've stored just in a Word document to use here. And the first prompt I'm going to input is a request to provide a recommendation for responding to the office action. And this will come back pretty quickly. See that it gives us a description of what's in the office action. Let's see, this one's the response here is it's pretty good, except it's kind of conflicting. Oh, yeah, it's because there are not any 103 or 112 rejections, but there is a 102, as you can see here. So it's being too literal in this instance. There's no rejections based on just 35 USC 102, of course, because it's under 102A1. But yeah, so that's fine. But what you'll see here, though, quickly see, is that what we're providing you to help you trust the output is we have inline citations. And what's happening is that you're getting these quotes from the documents. And what it does first is it provides you these citations at the end of the line or in line with the text that it's providing. And you can click on here and it'll show you the various locations within the document where the quote is found. And then you can move through it real quickly right here. So let's see here. Yeah, so that's pretty useful. So you can quickly do that. Another item is where things are highlighted. So let me just back up just a tad. The inline citations are in regard to these references that are cited at the bottom of your response. After it generates the response and gives you your inline citations, what happens is the tool is now backfeeding the results. After it provides you the results, you can see them, you can submit your next prompt if you want, but the processing continues. And it takes your result, backfeeds it into the AI tool and asks the tool, unseen to you, but it asks the tool to validate what you have or what it's provided you. So then it validates that the sources are accurate from where the inline citations are provided. And then it also validates any quotations. So you can see here that these turn to green. And when they turn green, that means that they've been validated. You can also see them that'll show up in other colors like red or yellow, for example. And that'll tell you that, hey, I wasn't able to find that quote. And maybe that's fine in the context of the answer, But if they're yellow, you'll want to take a look at them to make sure that the quote is still accurate or sufficient for your purposes. So, but if you click on one of these highlighted portions, it'll take you to the place in the source document where that quotation was found. So it can quickly take you there, and you can see that this language did in fact come from claim 1. Let's click on this one. This should come from claim 13 or 20. Let's see. Yep, there it is in claim 13. What about this? Is this from 20? No, that also came from claim. Whoop, I clicked on the wrong place. This should come from claim 20. Let's see, 13 and 20. Okay, well, it came from 13. Let's see. It didn't highlight anything with regard to claim 20. So claim 21, this should come from claim 21. There you go. So it works out pretty well. So, okay, so that's inline sourcing. This shows you your references where things came from, what those sources are. And then also it shows you your source validation and your quote validation. Pretty useful. Now let's go to the next prompt that I have. Let's create some draft arguments. Please draft arguments as suggested in 2A, B, and C. So you'll say 2A, this is with regard to claims 1, 13, and 21. So we'll just go ahead and draft some arguments. Just waiting for this to come back. I'm going to go ahead and close these documents so we can see the text a little bit better. Okay. So at a first glance, this text looks fairly good. Of course, as with any AI tool, you'll want to read through it, make sure you agree with it before you copy and paste it into any Office action response or any document you provide to your clients or whatever. But from here, you may want to go to a form that you can use in your Office action. You can copy and paste these and modify them as is, to fit your needs. Or, and again, then you can copy these arguments you can click right here. When you mouse over a response like that, when I mouse over it, you can see this little box popping up here. Oops. See, it's there. I mouse away, it goes away. So I come back, it comes there, and I can click on it. So then what I can do is I can request these arguments, though, in a form to traverse the rejections of the claims. This will be another form that you can get your response in. I asked it to provide it to me in a docx form. You'll see that inline citations are included here. When you export it to Word, those should not be in there, but it also provides you the validation as well. So you can click here when you're inside of like one of these pink windows here. You can click here and it'll download it as a doc. I'm just going to stop sharing real quick and then come back with the Word document. Let's see, it should be this one. Let me zoom in. Here's what it did. It provided it to me in a Word doc form. So then, of course, in here you can change your fonts and your spacing and your font size, all of that. Get it in the exact form that you want it to include in your Office action response. So I'm going to switch back to a tool. And there was one more thing I wanted to do here. Okay, So one thing that was interesting though in this office action is if we go back and we look right here, it says that there's allowable subject matter in the case. So if I just wanted to take the allowed case or the allowed claims and get the case allowed and issued quickly, I can, get the claims back, or I can just amend the claims and the case would be allowed. So I have a long prompt here that I prepared in advance. I'm going to go ahead and submit it and then we'll take a look at it. So here's what we have. It said using the claims in shell, that's this shell document over here that has the claims in it that are currently pending. So using the claims in shell and while ensuring proper antecedent basis is maintained, please amend independent claim 1 to incorporate claim 2, because that was indicated to be allowable, independent claim 3 to incorporate claim 14, and independent claim 20 to incorporate claim 22, okay? Please make any text bold that is added to a claim and place double brackets around any text that is removed. Please provide the entire claim set with these markups. However, prior to providing the claims as amended, please evaluate all the claims in view of any amendments to identify any antecedent basis issues that may have been created. Be sure to consider the dependent claims in view of amendments made to claims from which they depend. Please correct any antecedent basis issues identified. Describe the antecedent basis issues corrected, and then provide all of the claims, including the markups in docx format. That's quite a mouthful, but this is basically what you do when you amend the claims to incorporate the allowable subject matter. And so what you'll see here is that the bolded parts are what are added here. Those came from claim 2. And the reason I say bold is that we're not to a point yet where it's underlining. So we keep improving this and you can help it with your prompting. So we keep getting better and we'll keep working on it, keep getting better. But yeah, so it amended the claims. So claims 4 through 12, it didn't modify because they were already, they were the same. You'll note one thing here that make sure when you're looking at your amended claims that all the text it provides back is, how it should be. These asterisks were provided. What it should have been is the double brackets. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. They just shouldn't have been there, but it's pointing out that there was a insertion of a semicolon on that line. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so here's the suggested prompt. Well, first off, you'll see the validation here. It's pretty good. At some point, I'm sure we'll see one of these marks here that's yellow where there's a potential issue. So I'll be sure to point that out once we run across one, because that's important to note too. But you can also ask it to review the amended claims for any additional antecedent basis issues, because while the tool is really good, we need to make sure that we're confident in the result. So we can go ahead and take the suggestion. It never hurts to do another antecedent basis check. I wouldn't be surprised if it found an issue with claim 23 based on my experience with this. Let's see. Yeah, so it didn't find anything else, but it did make some suggestions on yeah, where you could maybe improve it a little bit as well. So anyway, so that's interesting there. The validation, the ability to evaluate, the office action, get some good output, check your antecedent basis, and so on. So that's good. So let's switch over to a different example now, and let's see, which one is this? This one should be. Okay, we're going to go here to this patent drafting one. So this is an invention disclosure that we've used before, but it's a easy one. I should probably create a new one, but anyway, it's pretty interesting or pretty easy one to use here. So you'll note that it does include a figure on page 3. So let's do this. Let's say, please generate a claim based on the flowchart from page 3 of the invention disclosure. It's going to read the figure. So it's able to do that. That's a new feature that we have to be able to read figures. Before it didn't really see it. This one, it may have gotten some of the text, but it generally would have ignored it as a figure. So now we'll be able to read figures, and we can read more complex figures too, for the sake of brevity today, instead of showing you a bigger example of of a big flow chart. I figured, or some other figure, I figured we just keep moving, and there's some other points along the way that I can show you where it can read figures and so on. So here's a prompt that I'm going to go ahead and submit this, and we'll just see what happens here. It should be pretty good, but I'll read it to you after I submit it. I'm going to go ahead and close this so we have more room. So please draft a claim based on the method from page 3 of the document, and then in Mermaid, please generate a flow chart based on the claim. In the flow chart, please use bold and underlined text followed. It should have been following the number of each flow chart element, starting at number 102 and increment by 2. So I'm creating a figure and then a number of the items, and I'm telling it how to do it. Whoops, that was not happy. So let me start over with a raw session, and let me fix my text. Please draft a claim based on the method from page 3 of the document, and then in Mermaid, please generate a flow chart based on the claim. In the flow chart, please use bold and underlined text. For the number of each flowchart element starting at 102. Okay. All right. So like I said, this part is still in beta, but it should be better now. So this one is drafting a claim, and then it's going to generate a figure. This markup is looking a little strange. Okay, so I'm going to just ask it to please correct the text that is renderable. Let's see. I have another one that I already did. Sometimes you have to play with this to get it just right, but I can. This is looking better. Let me switch back. Let me go to a different one here. One, I think this one. Okay. Here's an example. Make this smaller again, or I mean bigger again. But here's an example of what I was able to create using the tool, and you'll see, it's acceptable to use to put numbers inside of boxes at the USPTO, so long as you underline them. I have the text as bold. Sometimes you could get an objection for that. You're technically not supposed to use bold text, but regardless, there's a flow chart. If you want, you can click on this PNG to get it as a PNG image and paste it into a Word document. I can view it in expanded mode. I believe that you can see that. You could also take a screenshot of that. If you can zoom in on it, you can zoom out. But yeah, so that's getting much better. You'll see here in the history here that I had to iterate a few times to get it just exactly how I wanted. But yeah, so that's where we're at. You're able to create figures. Mermaid is a markup language that you can use different rendering, systems or programs to do it. You can just do a quick search on Google and you can find different rendering tools for mermaid, but we have one natively in our AI tool here. And it will generate it. So if you want, you can copy your mermaid code here and you can, change it and get it just right. So you can also copy the mermaid code here, also by highlighting it. So that's that. So let's go over to a different, let's see, which one do we want now? Okay, okay, so here is a table of contents example. So creating a table of contents can take quite a bit of time. Like 10 minutes maybe, depending on the size of the document, but it can be quite useful. So let me just show you the document first. And again, if you aren't aware, in the AI tool, you can slide the barriers between the different panes around to make things smaller or bigger. But what I have here, this is a file history from a patent application. Let's see. Yep. So you can see everything. If we go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see the patent application and everything that was filed with it. Sorry to scroll so fast here. You can see the figures and such. Kind of neat here is that we can go over to this table of contents that was created, and we can see how it read some of the figures. So I'm going to just make this so it's about page size. Okay. And so what I did is I said, please generate a table of contents. That would be for the document. If you have more than one document there, tell it which document to create it for. Okay. This one, it told me after I submitted the request or the prompt, it told me that this one would take 16 minutes to create. It came back a little quicker than that, but yeah. So row one, it tells me the file name, and here it's only one file. The document name is USPTO correspondence. That is a document in here. Let's see. It'll give us a page number 2. So if we go to we click on here, it'll take us to that document. So the first 18 pages are USPTO correspondence, how it classifies. And if we click on this next one, it'll give us the search history log used in the file history. Click here, you'll get the transmittal. There's an information disclosure statement that was submitted. Request for deferred examination. Information disclosure statement again. Let's see. Now let's scroll down to this one. Okay, so this is the application. I'm looking for the figures. Okay, there's the abstract. Okay, you'll see this technical diagram. So let's click on this. I'll make this, maybe we can see more of it. Okay, so scroll down here just a little bit. The headers I'm looking for. I don't know, we can't see it, but so anyway, so it read the figures. It can tell that they're technical diagrams for combustion systems. This is for a fuel injector patent, or it's a fuel injector patent application or file history. And it's telling you that it, includes technical diagrams related to combustion systems and vehicles, which is, it's reading it and telling what it is. If you just look at this figure on its own, you probably wouldn't have a clue what it's actually for. Looks like we have 8-cylinder engines and 6-cylinder engines, though. Now, since we know what it's for, and then some exhaust and coming out here, maybe. And so anyway, but it tells you what pages those are on. There's also some more figures, tells you about it. So that's pretty useful there. Okay. What else were we showing? So on this one, the goal to show you is the ability to create a table of contents. And within here, you can click save to the matter. It'll put it in, when you click save there, it'll put it as a document over here. Give it a name. Now we have a table of contents over here. But we can also click here and download it as a CSV file or a comma separated value file, which you can open in Excel. So then if you take this PDF and you email it to somebody and you email it with the spreadsheet, you can tell them that, hey, here's your table of contents. If you go to pages 1 through 18 of the PDF, this is what you'll find. So okay, and that generates, yeah, it takes 16 minutes, but sure is a lot faster than doing it yourself or having your assistant do it. So, and it's automatic. You can click it and go get a cup of coffee, or while it runs in the background, you can go back over here and go into another session, another matter, another session or whatnot, and it'll run in the background. So you can increase your efficiency quite drastically without even utilizing the resources of your staff. So, okay, so the next thing is the ability to do fact checking. And we'll click on here to do that. And this can take a little bit of while. So rather than running this one too, I'll just show you what we've done. So actually we can run this one. Why don't we go ahead and run this one real quick? Let's do, okay. So first off, I want a claim. I want to get a claim. So I'm going to get the text from claim 1. And rather than copying it, searching for the text, I'm just going to ask the tool to provide me the text of claim 1, which I can get from shell. You'll see that that's the same text. And then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to submit a prompt. I'm going to ask it, please perform a fact search for the topic. And it's going to be the first element, or let's see. I selected, this is a claim element that I highlighted up above. So please perform a fact search for this claim element. And please search in the Doyle document. So I'm telling it where to search. So I need to be sure that I select the Doyle document. And so one of the things we want to be sure of here is that if, and it's not just in this prompt, it's in any prompt that you submit, if what you're looking for is in maybe only one document, or you're only concerned about one document or a subset of all the documents that you've uploaded, reduce the universe that the tool needs to work with to just those documents that are of interest for your prompt. It will increase the speed of the tool, and it will increase the likelihood of getting a more useful result or an accurate result, fewer hallucinations. So let's go ahead and submit this. And so this is going to run in the background, and it takes a little bit of time. So while we do that, I'll go ahead and switch back over to the last one that we were looking at. The results set will come back. This is the same. I submitted the same thing here. And so this is the claim element it was looking for, and it looked in Doyle for these different things. So let's just click on the green part here, which it validated, and it's finding these, it's telling us that, the fact that it found and why it's relevant, where it's at in the file, and what file name it's in. So if you're searching more than one file, the file name is more important. Here we're only searching in one, so it's not as important. We know what it is, but it tells you what page in that file document. So that's useful. And right here, it tells you why, what part is significant. We can do the same here. And like I was telling you before, I'd point out when the yellow showed up and it says Eve could not find, or Eve, which is Otto, could not find this exact quote in the active document. Please verify manually. Okay, that's great. So let's click on it. Well, I can't find it. So if we go down here, though, you'll see right here, it said 10 of 12 quotes verified. So it'll be green when everything's verified, but it'll give you a warning sign, this yellow warning sign when there's a potential issue. So you need to look at it. But, okay, so if we take a look, this is referring to page 49. Was there anything else on page 49? 49, 49. Okay, so if we go to page 45, let's do this. And we go down 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the page it's looking for. This quote describes a process of mapping uploaded data columns to check fields. Yep, check fields. Yep, the columns. So it is describing what it intends to, and the assertion is that it's relevant to the claim language. So, yeah, likely a good quote. It's just that it provided it back in a way that it couldn't validate the text coming directly from the image. Yeah, if you look at this, headers. Yeah, the text does come from here. Headers are unmapped. Headers are unmapped. Please map to continue. Please map to continue. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the same text that came from right there. So that's an example of where you would check it manually and everything would be good to go. Okay. So that's what we have there. That's the fact checking. And again, you can use that for, many different use cases, whether it be prosecution, where you're looking for items in an asserted reference by an examiner to see if the claim element is truly there, and it's looking at it from a conceptual standpoint, as you can see here. Because what we provided was this text, it broke it down into concepts, it searched for those concepts within the documents itself. So that's pretty useful to validate what the examiner is asserting. It could also be used, of course, when you're doing opinion work, looking for, if you have your search results and you're looking for certain claim elements within a particular reference or other document, or if you're looking for proof of infringement and you're looking for evidence of infringement within particular documents with regard to claim elements, and in litigation as well, and other contexts. So, and that could be depositions, it could be anything that you have a transcript of, any web pages, PDFs, otherwise marketing materials of your, the defendant, and so on. So yeah, so it's quite useful in a lot of different things. And we are excited to get your feedback on that. If you use it and you have any thoughts on it after you have used it a little bit, please send us your notes and how you like it. And that's the same with all the things I've shown you today. So far, I don't see any questions, but if anybody has any questions, feel free to submit them in the webinar chat. This update that includes these, including the update to the model, which will increase the speed at which the tool provides you responses, that you will see, it'll be deployed overnight, and you should see it pretty much first thing in the morning. And if you have any issues or challenges or whatnot using it, or if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. You can send us a note at support@blackhills.ai, support@blackhills.ai. I'll just put that here in the message. Support@blackhills.ai. Or if you are not a current customer and you would like to become a customer, whoops, I timed out. You time out once a day on the tool. And you have to log in once a day. let's go back here. It'll log you out automatically after 24 hours since your last login. But so support at blackhills.ai or sales at blackhills.ai. There you go. That's what we have for you today. I don't see any questions. I'll hang out for a little bit, but in the meantime, keep using the tool. Let us know what you think. Reach out if you have any questions, support issues, you want to add any additional users, if you want any help refining your prompts, happy to do that. The other piece that we'll be rolling out in the next few weeks will be playbooks that we provide to all of our customers, standard playbooks. Maybe some refinement to some of the instructions that are out there and shared with all of our customers. If you have any requests for any playbooks or instructions that you would like or you're looking for, go ahead and send those in. You can send those to support@blackhills.ai. And we can, get those put together and rolled out either for you specifically or for all of our customers. So yeah, well, that's what I have for today. Thank you, and good luck using the tool. I hope you enjoy it, and otherwise, we will catch you on our next workshop. Thank you.